I'm somewhat surprised this game still is online. It's been a while since I've played this. A long time. I've not actually done the campaign. I've done like half of it, and then I kinda just disappeared from the game. Yeah, so Ace Combat Infinity is... Why is the cables all tangled up and shit? Ace Combat Infinity is a free-to-play, kinda grindy co-op game. It's mostly online. It has like a campaign element that's offline though. Like a single player campaign element. And you could either buy a campaign ticket, because it's a free-to-play game and the main purpose is to make money. There's a reason why I didn't get too into it despite actually enjoying it, and that's just the well, if future me could just you know, point out the issue that I have with the game. Feel. I don't like this. I don't like the how it's done, because it kind of restricts you from playing too much. When I play a game, I want to fucking binge. Like, the fuel system essentially makes me feel like I'm a heroin addict who's being given like small rations of fucking methadone to get over the sickness, get over the addiction of, you know. I don't want this cheap, nasty fucking get me out of the habit shit. I want the actual, like, real thing. I don't want you restricting me, I just want to play the fucking game. That's what I feel like with this fuel system, but people have been putting money into this, and to be honest, I think this is the reason why Ace Combat 7's been worked on. Which is amazing considering where we were beforehand when this game came out. A free-to-play Ace Combat after Assault Horizon. And Assault Horizon didn't do too good. It just didn't fucking work. It annoyed Ace Combat fans. It didn't really grab that audience it was looking for. It was meant to get people into the franchise, but you don't gimp the game to get people playing the game. You give them a fucking good game, and hopefully the community will spread that. When the fucking information age, for Christ's sake. Yeah, like, a number of Ace Combat hasn't been... It's completely skipped the... Actually, I tell a lie. It's not skipped the PlayStation 3 and Xbox era. The Xbox 360 era. Because he had Ace Combat 6. Which was Xbox exclusive. It was Xbox exclusive for some reason. And that was my first actual Ace Combat. And that was a good fucking game. So, like, me going from proper Ace Combat to Assault Horizon, which had on-rail segments. That's a rant for another day, right? We're not here to rant about Assault Horizon. We're here to play the campaign. We've already got the free flight book. No, free flight book. The campaign ticket, so we don't have to grind in the actual game to unlock campaign missions. I can just do them whenever I want, and it doesn't cost me a thing. I don't earn anything though, I don't think. There's only 8 missions, but that's fine. At launch, it only came up to Far Eastern Front, that's where I got to. And then Avalon and the... Avalon B7E and then Operation Bunker Shot. I've not played through these. I've not played through those 3 missions. This game's fan servicey as fuck. Like, if you're an Ace Combat fan, you appreciate everything they've done, because they've redone missions from. Well, Avalon is from Ace Combat 0. Sorry, I never said 6 for some reason. Avalon's from Ace Combat 0. Stonehenge is from 4, which you'll see in a moment what Stonehenge is. B7E or whatever it's called, that's the round table from 0, and Bunker Shots from I think it's 5. Future Me, could you make sure that's right? I can't remember, it's either 4 or 5. Might be 5, it might be 4 actually, I can't fucking remember. Anyway, we'll talk about Infinity as an actual game later, like online wise. For now though, we'll go through the campaign, the 8 mission campaign. It shouldn't be too long, then maybe I'll burn all that fuel I've had sitting there for like the past fucking few years. If you've never seen Ace Combat, I feel sorry for you, because this is quite the adventure. There's a lot to explain. There's a lot to explain, and let's just say for now, the world's not been doing too good, and by world I mean our world. You'll see what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, I fucking love this high-tech briefing screens. That's cool as fuck, man.
It'll be 20 years to the day soon. The day the sky was ripped apart and countless bolts of light rained down upon us. I think this calls for a little history lesson. In 1994, a group of asteroids was discovered taking a long elliptical orbit around the sun. They were created when an unknown asteroid struck the 1986 VG-1 Ulysses, an asteroid in orbit around Jupiter. The orbit of these Ulysses asteroids was on a collision course with Earth, with an estimated 10,000 meteors set to strike the surface. Since there was no way to divert the orbit of each asteroid, construction began on a vast anti-air railgun network, a last-ditch effort to intercept and destroy the meteors. They built 6 facilities. The test unit Type 0 was built in China. Type 1 was built in America, and then 4 Type 5 units were built in Australia, Turkey, Namibia, and Argentina. In July 1999, the asteroids began to strike. Thanks to the railgun network, damage was kept to a bare minimum, only about enough to destroy the entire world order. Never in its existence had mankind experienced such a catastrophe. It came to be called the Ulysses disaster. The near-total loss of infrastructure led to economic chaos, particularly in the hard-hit Eurasian continent. To avoid total breakdown, the nations of Asia and Southern Europe rearranged themselves into regional federations. Military budgets were slashed, and the Federation poured most of their money into rebuilding.
Shit, I think Scotland's been hit.
Brought on by the loss of territory soon proved to be a major problem, one that quickly led to an escalation in disputes over natural resources. We'll continue this later.
There's more to this. This is just like, but you'll see.
All right, time to start the briefing. We've got a new guy here today, but I'll have to cut the introduction short. My name's Goodfellow, and I'm your rep from the Arrows. As you know, Arrows is a mercenary force specializing in aerial warfare. Some people like to call us pirates. I prefer they'd call us privateers, at least. We are being employed by the UN Security Council, after all. Anyway, the UNSC's Military Staff Committee just sent Arrows a request for deployment. It was originally going to be an escort mission for the UNF Pacific Fleet stationed in Tokyo Bay, but that's changed. We now have multiple unknown UAVs flying toward Area J4E, Japan's former capital of Tokyo. In other words, right here. The UAVs are likely armed. We need them downed before they reach city limits. This'll be the first sortie for the rookie here. TAC name, Reaper. Here's your emblem. Omega from the Bone Arrow Flight will be supporting you on this mission. Follow his instructions.
Omega's just like, yeah!
Results, you hear? Dismissed.
Thumbs up. Omega, you're supposed to be professional in this photo. Just thumbs up. Doesn't give a fuck. So yeah, Earth has not been doing too well in this world. It just happens to be our world, but alternative timeline. Even like fucking Scotland's been hit. That kind of sucks, but it's only the west of Scotland. It's fine. It's fine. So, yeah, there's a lot to explain. The railgun network that I just mentioned, that's called Stonehenge. And Stonehenge is one of the, I'd say, super weapons from 4. Because the world of, like, the mainline numbered Ace Combat games, and a few one of the PSP games anyway, can't remember which one. From 4 onwards, you've got the Ulysses. I've totally butchered the name. I'm sorry. Ulysses, whatever. The meteorite, the meteors. They attacked Earth, as in Strange Real Earth. As in, it's a completely original planet. It's not our Earth, if you will. Thus, they've been building like railguns and stuff like that to try and combat that, and then everyone just seems to be throwing fucking bombs and tanks and planes at each other because everyone doesn't seem to get along in the Strange Real. But before that, with Ace Combat 2 and 1 and 2, and I believe 3 as well. 3 is very futuristic compared to the others. With like corporations instead of like nations and stuff. I've never played 3, or 2, or 1. And, well, the reason why I'm doing the campaign now for Infinity, the most recent release, is because I don't know if this game is going to get shut at any point. I mean, Tekken Revolution was shut this year, and Soul Calibur Lost Swords, that came out around the same time as this, and that was shut down back in 2016, I believe. Maybe even earlier than that. Now, we don't need to use our main planes that we use online, we can just use the rental set. And to be honest, that's fine. Each mission has a set, like a different plane, so right now we're just going with the rookie's favourite, the FOE. I mean, yeah, I've got like an FOG, which is an attacker, and it's got bombs, but we don't need bombs for this, it's UAVs. What? Okay. Well, you can bomb UAVs, it's a bit of determination you need, and let's just missile them. It's a lot easier, it's a lot simpler. You don't have to write reports and paperwork on why a bomb has suddenly hit some Japanese building by mistake, because you were trying to aim it at a bloody drone. Plus, I do believe splash damage exists. I've not flown in a while, so this is going to be fun.
A lot of meteor dust in the air again today. Hard to believe it's already been 20 years, huh? And the sky's still full of that junk.
Right, give me a second. I need to change the expert. Yeah, I want to get good on expert.
This is the JASDF 309 Squadron requesting affiliation. This is Omega.
Right, we're good.
Squadron working under independent UN command. We're here on operational support. The pirates, huh? HQ told us to expect you. Good luck out there. Yeah, you too.
Good fellow to all bow and arrows. We will now commence mission operations. Engage any enemy craft you come across.
Omega affirmative.
That's how you change weapons, don't want that.
Surveillance UAVs.
Cleared to engage.
Keep yourself together, rookie. These drones aren't even armed.
Enemy UAV destroyed.
Oh god, I've completely forgotten how to...
All enemy UAVs.
Not too bad actually.
All units, we got new bandits approaching. Use your long-range search to get their location. Switch to your wide-range battle map.
That's map.
The locator on your
What's the
right
HPA
will show what
again?
direction the bandits are coming from. Follow the locator.
Remember, you can't fire missiles while you're reloading. Classic rookie mistake.
Another enemy flight approaching.
That's common sense, mate.
Be careful. Few of the bandits have anti-air ordnance on them. I'm adding a TGT display on your HUD container. Take those down before anything
Nope.
else.
Is that a Quax? These bogies are a lot more agile than the last guys. The general purpose drone is
All the music.
Might just be
There's a lot of chat in this. All the music's from, like, past Ace Combat games.
What the hell? Enemy UAVs
This is from 4.
open CIWS fire.
Enemy UAVs are attacking urban areas.
There's a lot of recycled content from previous games. Most of it's from...
Just ran into.
All units, eliminate them before there's any more damage.
Most of it's, like, assets from Assault Horizon.
An evacuation order out for the coastal areas. This keeps up though, the
Ah.
evacuation zones might be in danger too. Move it, rookie! Hit on port side! Damage control,
Ah.
move!
Come on. Got him.
Flag around.
There we go. It's gonna take me some time to get used to the flying again.
Get those UAVs out of the sky. Keep darting on fire.
He's dead.
Like butterflies. Fire.
Nice.
All enemy UAVs down.
You can change the
In this airspace.
This is JASDF 309. Thanks for
the
your support.
view you've got.
Glad to be
So you can be
service.
virtual cockpit,
I'm getting the latest damage report
cockpit,
now.
or just
Like they didn't reach the evacuation
third
zone.
person.
Not too shabby, Reaper.
These things, Quark's craft, you said? Why would they be striking Tokyo?
I'll get the UNF to brief me on the UAVs later. All units, clear to return home.
Easy first mission. That's usually the case in Ace Combat. Give you just like a mission where you've not got any real danger, and
This is believed to be a terrorist attack carried out by armed forces from the Iuli region. It caused extensive damage to Tokyo. The naval fleet was also attacked, so the UNF generals are all furious right now. The UAVs they used are an upgraded version of the MQ-90 Quax, a Japanese-made UAV that's also been deployed in the Americas. It may be unmanned, but it's still a very powerful bomber. It's equipped with an aggressive aerodynamic design and a new type of semi-automatic control system. The UNSC says it's a Werner NOAA product. Apparently the control system's a top-secret design that they stole. Werner denies everything, of course. Navigation would normally use a system that relies on improved GPS satellite tech. But this craft uses a different relay system for its operations. We also caught an unknown fighter craft flying at high altitude over the area.
oh really? I didn't see it.
The UN's going to raid and inspect Werner's facilities in Iuli and the other special zones shortly. Werner NOAA is the biggest company in its field. Normally, the UN doesn't like doing anything to make them angry. Now, though, I guess they don't have much choice.
So yeah, like, usually the first mission in Ace Combat is just to get used to the controls, and it picks up on, like, the second mission onward. You're not in any real danger. You'll be fine. Oh yeah, you do gain credits, but it's minuscule, and someone's trying to talk to me on Skype. Never mind. So now we're on Great Migration. "14 days after Lost Butterfly." Carry on.
Welcome back. Let's continue where we left off. Now, where was I? Oh, right. So tensions were escalating worldwide. The wars that resulted led to an increasing number of refugees. To handle these refugees, special semi-autonomous zones were established in the EU, the Asian nations, and part of Russia. EULI, the zone founded in southern Russia, was the largest of them land-wise, which allowed them to take in vast numbers of migrants. But these refugees were treated like cheap labor. Living conditions grew worse, and the region was soon home to gigantic slum areas. Anti-foreign worker demonstrations were rife across the entire zone, threatening peace and welfare in the surrounding regions. As a result, a certain company stepped in to help support the job market in the refugee zones. That company was Werner Noah Enterprises, the defense contractor giant. Once nations had to slash their military budgets after the Ulysses disaster, the private military service industry with its mercenary forces experienced a major boom. Also, thanks to the Advanced Automated Aviation Plan introducing enhanced computer numerical control to aircraft manufacture, it became a simple matter to rebuild previously existing aircraft designs. The resulting glut in available aircraft led to a new issue, a lack of pilots to control them. Hence why you now see mercenary groups cobbled together from dropout pilots. But I digress. The nations and federations overseeing the special zones welcomed Werner's support. In turn, Werner received huge parcels of land and a huge workforce to do its bidding. Soon the company expanded from its core military business into energy and space development. Their business had an enormous impact on recovery efforts around the world, and the localized conflicts began to simmer down. Now we come to today, 20 years later. The special zones have shown major economic growth under Werner's wing. But the huge weapons stockpiles stored in these zones have made them a breeding ground for armed extremist groups. These groups have formed a multinational network spread across the special zones. And more we're seeing them carry out anti-imperialist attacks in the nations surrounding EULI. This has led the UN and the world's superpowers to label them terrorists. Which brings us to... Are you awake? Sorry, you must be tired. We can pick this up another time.
Sounds like an AI. Like, I don't believe that's an actual person talking to you. That's more like an AI, I believe.
Following the Tokyo terror attack, the UN staged emergency inspections on facilities in EULI. They didn't obtain any evidence on the new UAVs we saw, but they did discover plans for an orbital weapon. Multiple nations are apparently involved in its development. The UN calls it a violation of space treaties and a new threat to replace nuclear proliferation. They're demanding the project be halted immediately. As a result, the chief military official at Werner has been forced out of the company. But this thing isn't over yet. In fact, it's just beginning. We've spotted a large squadron of unidentified transport aircraft heading for Area B9K, an aerospace center in the West Indies, accompanied by escort craft. The center was involved with the development of the space weapon I discussed. The nature of the cargo is unknown, but once we identify the craft as hostile, you have permission to shoot them down. Normally, this would be a UNF or USAF job, but given how tense things have been with Latin America, the US doesn't want to pour any more oil on the fire. All in all, they preferred if the media kept their focus on the Tokyo attacks instead of this. That's why they enlisted us privateers for their dirty work. It ought to be a pretty good payday for us. We'll be having our best pilot on this op. In Arrows, if you're a top earner, you get first priority over everyone else. You want money, you want fame, then you're gonna have to outdo our ace here.
I wish I could do those kind of futuristic UIs. That I need to learn how to do that. Yeah, so now we've got a F-16C instead of the F-4E that we had at the start. So we'll be able to do more damage and stuff. Hopefully. It is a level 1 aircraft though. And chances are my F-4G would do better, but we'll just keep it rental. I mean, I could be using my F-14A, but I don't like the paint scheme. Not a big fan.
Nothing like a trip to the Caribbean.
Good fellow, to all units. The unidentified transports and escorts are approaching the Aerospace Center. Once we identify them,
I'm gonna save him, sorry.
permission to shoot them down. Don't let them damage the Aerospace Center.
Hold Arrow 1. This is Viper. I'm getting a radar blip on our 12.
Good fellow, to Viper. Switch to an open channel and send out a notice.
Yeah, copy that. Attention unidentified aircraft. This is the Arrow Squadron operating under independent United Nations command. Follow our guidance and change your...
FC radar targeting from the craft. They're bandits.
I knew it!
All units, permission to engage.
Alright, let's get this party started. Hey,
I gotta be careful I don't run into that.
okay with that stupid emblem. Here with me. I want to see what you've got. Just a few
Shit, how do you... There we go.
This transport's on too quick. Want you to fly right into one.
Did you destroy the,
Watch out, enemy launching air-to-air missiles. You got a missile coming for you, Rook. Dodge it.
Locked on.
Nice evade. Stay focused.
I just wasted that, didn't I?
Craft left.
Yes, this girl is dead anyway.
Watch out for missiles as you take out the enemy.
Oh, if it didn't destroy the transport. Yeah. You just gotta be careful with these things, because they are solid. Even when you destroy them, they're solid, so don't fly into them.
You know, that Reaper emblem you got freaks me out. I bet I paint a nicer one on there, you huh? Get moving!
Your tactical recon data has been updated. Check your HUD for me. Your tactical data link activates when you're in close range of allied craft. It's incorporating sensor fusion technology. You've got a tactical data link. Your FCS is working in tandem to boost the whole squadron's attack mode.
It'll boost your accuracy, reload speed, firepower, and a hell of a lot.
Watch your distance from the others as you proceed. Enemy transport down. One hostile transport left. Enemy transport squadron destroyed.
Hey, Rookie! Take a look at Viper's craft! Thing's old enough to be in a museum, but he threw a boatload of cash into customizing it.
I did believe he's using a MiG.
Any mark on the side? That means he shot down so many bandits, he can't even keep counting. Viper here. King, bail out.
Yeah, that's a MiG.
Seems like you got a lot of free time over there. You just got back in the air. Don't get yourself shot up again. Roger that, Viper. Always know when he's nearby, too. Smell his breath.
All bandits confirmed down it.
Not yet, they aren't. We got a couple stragglers.
First group already arrived. Cover the next. Third enemy flight incoming. Take them all down.
Right. Time to make the donuts. Thanks for the close.
We don't need a data link.
Take them down. Box 3.
Ah, yeah, actually hitting it. Only 2% now.
Locked on.
Get him.
Alright, you can get me out now on for good measure. It's fine.
Be careful. They're stronger than we thought. That's Viper. He's a veteran mercenary ace.
Careful.
Viper, shot down a man. The rest
better shape up before he gets them. Boy, Viper.
That might be a good hit. Yep. And careful. Gun him. There we go.
One bandit left. This is it. The last one's mine. No, it ain't. I still got some money left to make.
You fuckers better not steal this kill, man. There we go.
Oh man, the rookie got to him first. All bandits offline. Great job, Gold Arrow Squadron. Time to go home.
Is there more to this mission? I do believe there is.
How'd our new recruit do? Reaper kid? Not bad considering. If he applies himself, I can see him becoming useful. Anyone can, if they put in the time to get past their growing pains. Too bad that last guy didn't get that far. Yeah, because you pushed him too hard.
Easy peasy.
Well done. The Aerospace Center emerged unscathed. We're investigating the transported cargo right now. For now, this will remain a covert op. Now, I know you guys just went halfway around the world, but I've got more work for you. A group of 9 high-powered executives known as the Gray Men have been kidnapped in Russia. We're talking elite members of the most exclusive circles of world economics and government. Meanwhile, terrorist forces have occupied a Werna military facility in Uli in southwest Russia. We've got armed insurrections around other Werna facilities too, and we think they're connected. So, we'll be heading for Russia.